So I wonder if you've ever had this experience. This is one that I have personally dealt with. Know that you're qualified. Know that you are the best person for the job. Put out great quality work. People even tell you this, that you're amazing at what you do. But you've applied for job after job. And for some reason, the promotion that you've been looking for never seems to materialize. If that's you, I want to talk about something that isn't talked about enough. The role that weight plays in job mobility. So if you've been struggling to get promoted at work and to get paid what you know you're worth, I want you to listen in because I want to talk about this issue, what you need to know to position yourself to earn what you're worth and to do what you love. Well, here's the truth, right? No one comes out and says these things, but if you look around, we live in a culture in which people are stigmatized because of their weight. And what I mean by that is that people make assumptions based on how a person looks. And if we're honest, can we just keep it real here for a second? We all do this, right? Haven't you even said, like, let me just take it out there for a second. I know I've done this. Haven't you even said that a person looked differently than how you envisioned them in your mind based on the conversation that you had with them, right? So when we talk to people and we hear certain things, we get a mental image of what we think that person looks like. In the same way, people get a mental image of what they think success looks like. So, like it or not, people equate weight, physical fitness with self-control, discipline, and hard work. And while you may be knocking it out of the park in the areas that pertain to the actual job that you're hired to do and the job that you want, you may have all the skills and the qualifications. For some people, they are going to look at the exterior and make a judgment and decide whether or not it aligns with what they see as success in the role or not. It's sad. It's hurtful. We would like to think that we would be in a culture that values your skills and your experience more than your appearance. Here's what we need to know. It does matter, right? Did you know that they even did some studies with doctors, people that deal with this stuff on an everyday basis? And doctors even make determinations on how well a person is going to follow the advice that they have given in their medical consultation based on how a person looks. So if a doctor that deals with this every single day is making those assumptions, you can best believe that in your workplace, they are making those assumptions as well. So you may be thinking, okay, Coach Tam, all right, we've kept it real now. What do I do next? Well, you have a couple of choices, and they're not mutually exclusive. You can do both. One, you can try to overcompensate. Now, I know that sucks, right? No one wants to hear that, but it's the truth, right? So if someone automatically positions you and sees you at a disadvantage, you can choose to highlight things, to go out of your way to prove that you are disciplined, that you are a hard worker, that you are able to do these things. And you may be thinking to yourself, hey, I'm already doing that, Coach Tam. But you may need to take it up to another level, and you may need to have conversations with those who are in a position to promote you and to take you to that next level, to get their feedback on things that they could do. That's something that I always recommend, right? When it's not happening for you, go and talk to the source and challenge them to give you some actionable things that you can do. Because once you know what those things are and you do them, then it takes the excuses away, right? So I delivered on what you asked me to do. I'm ready for that next level. Now, the other thing that you can do is that you can actually choose to work on your physical appearance, not just because of what they said and what they want, but because it's important to you, right? So one of the things that I challenge myself with is not so much whether it's right or wrong, because we could debate that all day, but what is it that I really want? And if I want the result, if I want the outcome, then I may not always like the process. I may not always like the things that I have to do to get it. But because that outcome is so important to me, as long as it doesn't cause me to compromise my moral values, then I may be willing to do it because the benefits outweigh the costs. So you have to decide, is this something that you want to personally tackle because you believe that it'll get you closer to your goal? And again, you can be doing both of these things. You can, while you're working on your weight loss goal, for example, you can take the steps to overcompensate. Or you know what? Let me keep it real. There's a third option. You can do nothing. You can just decide not to overcompensate. You can decide not to take steps to lose weight. But here's the reality. The world around you is not going to change. So by making that decision to do neither, you could be limiting yourself and forcing yourself to stay in the same job, in the same position that you're in right now. So I ask you, is that what you really want? Now, I know this was a tough one, but if it's been a benefit for you, I want you to like it. I want you to comment below. Tell me what you think. Am I off base here? Do you believe that it really doesn't matter? Or if you're honest, when you look around, you see that the people that are getting promoted, especially with women, believe it or not, studies show that people put men in a different category. So they may advance despite everything that we talked about. When you look at the women that are in your workplace, are you seeing that certain people have a tendency to advance and those certain people tend to have a certain look and a certain way of presenting themselves? It can and does make a difference. Again, if this video has been helpful to you, I want you to like, I want you to comment, I want you to share it so that others can benefit too. I'll talk to you soon. God bless.